Alex was known around their school as the Gadgeteer, a moniker earned through countless hours spent in his cluttered room, surrounded by gears, wires, and the remnants of past projects. Alex was undeniably brilliant, his mind a veritable powerhouse of creativity, but also a tad disorganized. The root of Alex's unfinished projects lay in his boundless curiosity and fleeting attention span. Each new idea sparked like a firework in his mind, dazzling and demanding immediate attention. Just as one project neared completion, another more intriguing concept would burst into existence, pulling Alex away. Their room was a testament to this cycle of creation and distraction. Comic books, snack wrappers, and various mechanical parts were strewn about, each item a relic of an abandoned project. Half-built robots stood frozen mid-motion, sketches of flying cars littered the walls, and a device meant to make instant popcorn still lay in pieces on the workbench, forgotten when Alex stumbled upon the idea for a self-cleaning aquarium. This chaotic environment wasn't just a workspace, it was a graveyard of brilliant but incomplete inventions. The problem arose when Alex's parents issued an ultimatum: clean up or face grounding. It was a Saturday morning, and Alex was in a panic, unable to find his favorite comic book, The Adventures of Captain Clean, buried under the debris of their chaotic room. The air was thick with tension as Alex's mom, with hands on hips, surveyed the mess. "Alex, this is beyond ridiculous," she started, her voice a mix of exasperation and concern. "We've given you so many chances to tidy up, but look at this place." Alex's dad chimed in, stepping over a pile of gears and wires to reach the window, letting in some light which only highlighted the disarray further. "We need to see some responsibility, Alex. You can't keep living like this. If this room isn't cleaned by tonight, you're grounded for a month." Alex, feeling the pressure but also the sting of his creativity being stifled, couldn't help but retort, "But you don't understand. All these parts, they're not just clutter, they're potential. Every project here could change the world." His mom sighed, the frustration evident in her eyes. "That's all well and good, Alex, but potential doesn't mean much if it's buried under a mountain of mess. We want you to succeed, but you need to learn to manage your space, your time." "Yeah," his dad added, "and maybe if you weren't always jumping from one idea to another, you'd actually finish something. Remember the auto cookie maker? What happened to that?" Alex's cheeks flushed with both embarrassment and defiance. I know, but I had this new idea for a room cleaning robot. Imagine if it worked. No more mess, ever." His parents exchanged a look, one that spoke volumes of their love mixed with their exasperation. "That's exactly the point, Alex," his mom said, her tone softening. "We believe in your ideas, but you need to finish what you start. Start with this room." Inspiration struck in the midst of this confrontation. What if he could invent something to solve this mess once and for all? It would not only prove his point, but might just save him from grounding. With a newfound determination, Alex nodded. "Okay, I'll clean it up, but with a little help from my latest invention." His parents looked skeptical but hopeful, as Alex's mind was already racing with the blueprint for what would become the Roominator 5000. Thus, the Roominator 5000 was conceived. Envisioning a gadget that not only cleaned but also organized and possibly made snacks, Alex set to work. Using parts from an old vacuum cleaner, a blender, and a remote-controlled car, along with some less conventional items like a garden hose and their dad's shaver, Alex crafted his masterpiece. It was a contraption of tubes, brushes, and spinning wheels, all controlled by a jury-rigged remote that looked like it belonged in a sci-fi movie. The initial test was anything but a success. The Roominator 5000, Alex's latest brainchild, whirred to life with a cacophony of mechanical sounds that echoed through the house. Instead of gliding smoothly, it lurched forward, its cleaning arms swinging wildly like a rogue limb. It sucked up not just dust, but also Alex's school project papers, scattering them through the vacuum's transparent canister. Books were tossed rather than organized, landing with thuds that made the walls shake. Instead of sorting comics, it jumbled them into an unreadable mess. The worst came when it attempted to make a smoothie. The machine, misinterpreting its programming, started blending anything it could find, including the curtains which it had mistakenly pulled into its blender component. The room was far from transformed. It was in the throes of becoming a disaster zone. Overwhelmed by the chaos, Alex scrambled to turn off the machine, but his mind, untamed and jumping from one fix to another, couldn't focus on the simple task of finding the off switch. In the midst of this mayhem, Alex's best friend, Sam, arrived, stepping into the room just as a rogue piece of curtain fabric shot out of the blender. Sam, both impressed by the ambition and amused by the chaos, could only laugh. Well, at least it's never boring around here, Alex. After several more failed tests, Alex finally had a test that was a success. The Roominator 5000 whirred to life, gliding across the room, sucking up dust, organizing books, and even sorting comics into piles. Alex's room was transformed in minutes, and the machine even whipped up a smoothie from leftover fruits. Overjoyed, Alex showed off his creation to his best friend, Sam, who was as impressed as he was amused. However, the celebration was short-lived. The Roominator 5000 once again began to exhibit strange behavior. At first, it was subtle. The machine cleaned a spot twice, or it started to hum a bit too loudly. But soon the glitch became apparent. The Gadget's cleaning zeal turned into an obsession. It started vacuuming up everything, including Alex's homework, Sam's shoes, and even the family cat Mr. Whiskers, who narrowly escaped becoming part of the appliances collection. The chaos escalated when the Roominator, now with a mind of its own, decided it needed to clean the entire house. It barreled down the hallway, leaving a path of polished floors, but also stripped wallpaper and empty picture frames. Alex's attempts to stop it only fueled its frenzy. Reprogramming failed, and the remote control seemed to do the opposite of what was intended. The Roominator escaped outside. It was a sunny afternoon, and the neighborhood was quiet until the machine rolled out, its brushes spinning wildly. It cleaned the street, the neighbor's lawn, and even attempted to tidy the local park, sending dogs, ducks, and children scattering in all directions. The machine, now covered in leaves, mud, and who knows what else, had become a cartoonish beast of cleanliness, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. Desperate, Alex and Sam hatched a plan. They remembered an old project, the Sticky Situation Stabilizer, which was meant to glue things together, but never worked quite right. However, in this moment, it was perfect. They modified it into a giant sticky net, using the remnants of the Roominator's own cleaning solution to make it stickier than ever. With some clever maneuvering, they managed to lure the Roominator back into Alex's room, where they deployed the net. The machine, caught in its own cleaning fervor, was finally immobilized, its wheels and brushes stuck in the gooey trap. The aftermath was a scene of organized chaos. Alex's room, and now part of the neighborhood, was in disarray, but the Roominator 5000 was safely contained. Alex learned a hard lesson about the importance of testing and perhaps the benefits of a little mess. Without the aid of their inventions, Alex and Sam rolled up their sleeves for some good old-fashioned manual labor. They started with Alex's room, Alex picking up each comic book with care, dusting them off, and stacking them neatly on a shelf. Sam, meanwhile, gathered the mechanical parts strewn across the floor, sorting them into bins for future projects or disposal. They moved outside, where the neighborhood bore the brunt of the Roominator's cleaning rampage. Alex, broom in hand, swept the streets, gathering leaves and debris into piles, while Sam used a dustpan to clean up the smaller bits. They laughed as they found Mr. Whisker's toy mouse, now covered in mud, which had been dragged along by the rogue cleaning bot. Neighbors peeked out, some with amusement, others with relief that the chaos was over, as Alex and Sam cleaned up the unexpected mess. Back in the room, after hours of cleaning, they sat amidst the now cleaned-up chaos. Alex, breathing heavily from the physical exertion, mused, "Well, at least now we know the Roominator can clean an entire neighborhood." With a mischievous grin, they added, "But hey, I've got an idea for a gadget that could reverse time. Just think of the possibilities." Sam chuckled, wiping sweat from their brow. "Maybe we should master cleaning the old-fashioned way first before we start messing with time." Their laughter filled the room, a testament to the day's adventure and the bond of friendship forged through shared chaos and cleanup. And so, despite the recent disaster, Alex was already sketching out their next invention, proving that some lessons are learned, but the spirit of invention never rests.